Welcome to Toy Business Unboxed, your gateway to the secrets of the toy industry. Here's Jason Shea, a toy entrepreneur and expert in the field.
Every product we develop is really inspired by some of the real life experience that we have with our son.
60% of all toys last year were sold on Amazon, which is incredible.
Be passionate about it because it's a road, it's a journey.
Like when you have an idea that you think is like gonna somewhat like change the world, make things better, I'd say go for it.
We'll guide you through the enchanting world of toy design, marketing, and manufacturing. Now let the unboxing begin.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of Toy Business Unboxed. I'm your host, Jason Shea. And today we have a wonderful interview coming ahead with Kevin and Laurie, the creative mind behind Create a Castle. From a simple vocation inspiration to revolutionizing the sand and snow sculpture building businesses, they have an incredible journey they're going to share with our audience today. And we're going to discover how they turn their moment of frustration into a toy industry sensation, overcoming challenges and won multiple awards, including 2020's Outdoor Toys of the Years, and also get insight into their innovative spirit and also why they started the business. Thank you for joining with us today.
Our pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
What made the idea of behind the Create a Castle? How does everything started for you guys?
Back, 2016, we were on vacation, and I had loved building sandcastles with my kids. We were going out to visit Laurie's family in California, in Laguna Beach specifically. And I couldn't bring all the big, bulky, sharp tools with me halfway, basically across the country from Connecticut to California. Walking down to the beach, I realized I saw this dad and son using a flip mold. And I had gone recently to the hardware store to buy all these tools, knowing I was leaving about $100 on the table. Buckets, tools, spatulas, you name it. I went and bought all of it to sculpt. And walking down to the beach, I see this dad and son using a flip mold and realize that there was a frustration point, and we all know it. Flip molds have been around forever. When you flip them and lift them, they generally don't work that well. The sand tends to stick inside. Yeah. Even if it does work perfectly, it's a one-dimensional thing. It's very small, and you're limited to how far you could take the sculpture. That's when I realized that they would probably love to be able to do what I was able to do after years and years of practice with my kids. And that's when I dreamed up Create a Castle to split the molds instead of lifting the molds, and also allows for stacking on the right kind of beaches.
Basically, that aha moment of there has to be a better way. Wait, I'm doing something. Everybody should be able to do this, you know?
I see. That's incredible. And I also have 3 kids myself, 14, 10, and 6. And my son, especially, he's on the autism spectrum. He loves playing with sand. He does love playing with sand. When in my old house in Seattle, you can still play outside during the summer. In Phoenix, you couldn't really play outside in the summer.
Too hot.
So we had a sand pit in our backyard for my son that I built, actually. Thank you for creating that. And too bad I didn't run into your company or I didn't buy a toy earlier when I still have the sand pit in my backyard.
You got a reason to build another one now.
Okay. I did build another one in the desert in Phoenix.
Yeah, in the desert, yeah.
The desert.
Get some water. You'll be
easy to find the sand.
What was some of the first step that you took to turn this idea that you got into a tangible product?
Yeah, I think that night when I came up with this, like Laurie called it, the aha moment, I went home and literally, not home, but we went back
Still
to
on vacation.
Yeah, we went back to our hotel, and I started researching on Alibaba, on Amazon, to see if anything like I was dreaming up existed.
Yeah.
And we went through the full process of really developing this at that early stage. And then we took it, once we realized that there was really nothing on the market, I literally started ordering bigger buckets, like I think 8 to 10 gallon buckets versus the traditional 5-gallon buckets, and modified them and started making crude prototypes by cutting them in half and zip tying them together. That was our earliest adaptation to seeing if this was a realistic kind of approach to whether or not this would work, which is crude prototyping versus getting into CNC machining and that heavy cost that comes along with doing all that.
Yeah, he literally would take the zip-tied bucket and go down to our local lake beach, and he would be down there at night so nobody would see what he was doing. And like the security guard at one point was like, "What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here." And he's
actually called the cops on.
Called the cops on.
Then he explained, listen, I don't want anybody to see this. And they were like, all right, that's pretty cool. So they're very good with they understood. So
Oh, okay. Do you have background in product design, or how do you even know about the CNC machine and know the other technical aspects?
Yeah, being an entrepreneur, you get thrust into things very quickly. And just by chance, so my background is actually tech. I did a lot of website development, website engineering, sysadmin work, the full spectrum. And I happened to be working on another entrepreneur's project, helping the engineer launch into the Amazon platform. We were putting all the specs into Amazon.
Okay.
And that's when I started talking to the engineer saying, hey, I have this idea. Would you be interested in helping us? And he said, absolutely. So that's when we started doing drawings in CAD and brought everything to life. And because I was in tech, I had a friend who was working at MakerBot at the time. So he was literally like rapid prototyping 3D printouts for me once we got to that early development stage.
Oh, wow. Okay. And how long does it took you from idea to the first prototype?
So idea to prototype was, within a few months, right?
That's pretty quick.
Yeah, maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of the very first 3D prototype was probably just a couple of months. But then when we actually did
the CNC
prototype was probably about 6 or 7 months.
Yep. And then we drew the engineer that we were working with is where we actually had our contact point with manufacturing. We actually started manufacturing in Taiwan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we did our CNC machining at multiple. Here's a big tip for everybody. Because our product has multiple parts, we CNC machined in 3 different factories throughout China. So they all did different parts. So they never really.
What is the advantage of doing that?
So they wouldn't know exactly what we were manufacturing.
Okay.
We patented everything because it was the first time being done. So we didn't want to send it and say, here you go.
Yeah.
Because then they can copy the whole thing.
Exactly.
So same with like Joel, big shout out to Joel, our engineer, who's just amazing. Thank you, Joel, who helped us develop this and get it started in Taiwan and gave us that tip.
You have some of the product that you have it in person right now. You can show the viewer that on YouTube.
I have the indoor.
Oh, I have this right here, actually. Yeah. So I'll show you the traditional. I actually have a traditional one right here. Sorry, it's real dusty. I don't use this much. So this, you fill it and you flip it and you lift it.
So sometimes some of that detail will come out, but if it does come out, it's boring.
It's very limited detail. Yeah. There's really not much to it. There really can't be because you're lifting it. Versus ours is 2 pieces that snaps together like this, and you're going to roll the buckle over. And roll the buckle over. Now
when do you put the sand in? Do you put the sand in, then close it, or you close it?
No.
You construct it like this. This would be flat on the ground, and you could start filling this. And when you're ready, you would just unbuckle, and then see these pull points right here.
So instead of lifting it like your brain is trained to do, because that's what you've always done, you actually pull it apart. So then the detail stays, the casa stays together, and then we have the different size pieces.
Yep.
So you can stack them. If the sand is good enough to stack, then you remove the pieces from the top down.
Yeah. In sand sculpting, like Laurie said, it's always top to the bottom, right? And then it comes with all these more detailed tools with the kit as well, which is to cut windows or doors.
I know that's also professional sand sculpture. Do they also use your product for like professional sand sculpturing?
So some professionals that I have worked with actually do love using some of our tools to speed the process up. Generally, they can't use preformed molds in professional sand sculpting. Okay. They don't want to develop any of the bricks or anything. They want to have to do all that by
But they use some of the tools, but they love. We have one, Dan, in the sand down in Destin, and he actually gives classes using our kits and then shows them his sculpting techniques as well. And we've started that whole lesson program ourselves. And
last time we talked, I think you guys are also working with Disney right now. Can you also share a little bit about your collaboration with Disney?
Yeah, we're very excited. We just started a program as a Disney port adventure or excursion. So in St. Thomas, and we're working with Anthony Schultz from Tropical Treasure Hunt. We're affiliated with his company. He does.
So I can get a discount for my next cruise trip. So you guys,
no,
right?
when we do, I'll give you one. When we get one.
Just come off the boat. I'll work with you.
So we do these excursions. They can sign up online or on the cruise ship for the Disney Fantasy that stops in St. Thomas. And then they get off the boat in St. Thomas and they come and they meet our team. Kevin will be down there. And then we have, depending on the amount of people in the group, we have other team leaders and they learn how to use they have a bunch of kits provided. Sorry, our dog just busted in not a pig busting in. We have a dog busting in, but they can do the port excursion, the port adventure right on the beach in Magens Bay. Build castles. It's family time. It's time spent on the beach doing something fun together, and they can build these castles. And you traditionally couldn't do that because it would take too long as a traditional sand sculpture. But now with our kits, you can do that and then still be creative and add to it. It's amazing to see what the people come up with and the touches they put on it.
Yeah, it's not only about the time that it would take to do traditional sand sculpting. It's really about training other people to help, because we're doing this in mass. So our first 2 lessons have averaged around 40 people each.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna eventually. So we're gonna scale that up to anywhere from 100 to 150 each group.
Do they get to keep some of the product when they finish as well? Or?
They get a toolkit we're giving everybody because the size of our product. We talked about maybe giving them a product to take home or have that be part of the package, but people might not have room. So give them a toolkit, which comes with the sculpting tools. So it's that small enough in one of our backpacks.
And then they can go to all their other beaches while they're in the Caribbean.
Oh, that's a good idea.
They're loving it. And someone just sent us a message because we literally have just done 2 of these. This is brand new, and someone just sent us a message. Thanks for the tool. So she must have been from the cruise line, which is pretty exciting.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. So now we talk about the pretty part of the business. The question I want to ask is, we all have our own struggle as a toy entrepreneur. What are some of the biggest challenges that you have faced in your early day of your business before you collaborate with Disney and all the glory that you have right now?
Even with Disney now, there's still, as an entrepreneur, there's struggles every day. You know what I mean? And when something great happens, something else happens. We're constantly on that entrepreneurial roller coaster. But we've gone through so many challenges with starting with COVID. When we first started, we were just getting our feet wet into this business. I had worked for Disney actually for about 10 years, but I was on the retail side of it as a district manager. And Kevin had the tech background. So we went through the learning curves of, we started in Taiwan, but we were really paying too much. We didn't realize we actually got our kits all in pieces. So the buckles were supposed to be attached, which they are now, but they were not. They came in separate. Every kit that came in, we had to sit there and snap.
Oh man, that sounds like a nightmare.
Tens of thousands of kits.
We did this. Our kids are like, I never want to attach another buckle again. Our friends, our neighbors, our family, like so many people attached all those buckles, but we kind of learned, and then we got into packaging and all of that. So we went through those where you just, you ask a lot of questions. You ask for help. You don't ever hesitate to someone who's been there, done that. Don't ever let your ego think, I can't ask it's a stupid question. No question is a stupid question. If you don't know the answer,
ask.
You got to ask somebody. I think the biggest hurdle would probably be, one of the biggest hurdles is the shipping, all of the shipping issues that happened when COVID. So we won 2020 Outdoor Toy of the Year. So excited.
Mind you, we won 2020 Toy of the Year. We weren't even in a package yet. We didn't have box design.
It was just in the backpack. Yeah.
Oh, you see the backpack? Whoa.
We had a hang tag on a backpack. That was it.
And, we won Toy of the Year. We were so excited, got all these purchase orders at Toy Fair, and 2 weeks later, the world shut. So all the purchase orders were canceled.
Yep.
A few smaller stores kept them. But
I remember in 2020, I have a container got stuck outside of LA, and I spent $50,000 on that container. A very painful moment to see all that money sitting in the water and not coming in the port, because they couldn't receive anything into the port. And I lost a lot of money that year too.
Oh, we lost. We said, because our normal container prices when we had first started were like $4,500 to $5,000 to get it from overseas to us, right?
Yeah.
During COVID, right after that, we were paying $25,000 a container. So we were just like flushing $100,000 down the toilet. You know what I mean? Like we weren't getting anything more
Months
from
at a
it.
time.
Yes,
Yeah.
You know,
it
it was
bad. Yeah.
total insanity. And the delays, like you said, it sat in the port. So we had 2 big box store orders, Costco, Canada,
Oh,
and
okay.
Sam's Club, which we were very excited
Whoa.
about. I think we would have, if it hadn't have been the shipping issues after COVID, it would have been a totally different outcome. But Sam's Club picked it up from us on time in China and was supposed to be on the floor May 1st. It didn't get put on their floor and into their warehouse because everybody was still delayed with all until July 1st.
Oh,
So by then they're already putting out.
We missed the season.
Oh, yeah, you missed the season. Yeah,
Yeah.
you missed
So
it.
then they liquidated it, which thankfully they didn't charge us for that.
Yeah.
But
still, that's bad for the
liquidators
brain.
picked it up.
And
we
so
put
it
it
had,
up on
on Amazon. So we have been fighting ourselves on Amazon for 2 years now.
Yeah.
And it was through no fault of our own. Like it was just the whole
Bad timing.
Yeah, all
Didn't
the
make it
timing.
online on Sam's Club.
Yeah,
Same
never
thing
even
in
made
Costco, Canada, too.
Oh,
it's
man.
just been
That's
those are the
the
kind of struggles that
the nature of your product because it's also seasonal. So
yeah, that is. But now we have the indoor, which is why we invented our indoor product. Comes with the mini molds, and we've talked about this like with your son. Remember, we were talking about this comes with a compound mini molds, and it's great for building castles indoors and stuff. And we developed that.
I still need to convince my wife about it. She doesn't like it to have dust and anything inside the house.
Because the kinetic sand, it's not messy like kinetic sand. That's what we're trying to overcome.
Yeah, we'll send you. You can trial it.
Okay.
She could test it. We'll prove her it's not messy like kinetic sand. It doesn't get in every nook and cranny. But that's how we tried to combat the seasonality of our product is to come up with the indoor line, which can be sold year round.
Yep.
Another story I want to share with the audience. You guys are also on Shark Tank. How does that change your world?
It was crazy. It was a crazy bump in our business. We aired October 2022. We had filmed in July. So we were lucky because it was a short window that we had to keep everything to ourselves and stuff. Some people film in the summer or the fall and then don't air till May and you can't say anything. So that's probably one of the most difficult things is keeping everything quiet. But that was amazing. That weekend on our website, we had such a huge increase that you couldn't pay for that amount of advertising to get that.
Did any of the shark actually back you?
Yeah, we had a guest shark, Kendra Scott. She has a jewelry empire. So we picked her. We had 2 offers. We had her offer. And then we also had an offer from Damon John. But his was more on the licensing side of it. Wanted to license out our technology, which would have been fine too. We had to decide which way we wanted to go. But we had put so much blood, sweat, and tears into the Creative Castle brand that we kind of wanted to stay with that. And that was Kendra's view to keep it as Creative Castle.
What was the deal that you strike at the end?
We got 20%. She got 20% of our business.
For how much?
For $350,000.
Oh, okay. 350,000 times 5.
Yeah.
So that's about
1.7
1.7 evaluation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was good. So we had that deal. And then it took quite a while to actually get everything to come to fruition with her and stuff. So we've been working with her maybe about a year now. So we've met a lot of great members of her team.
We just did a build yesterday down at one of her stores in New York City. Her flagships in Soho.
Okay. Oh, she have retail storefront? Is that what she does?
Yes.
She has over 100 locations nationally.
And then online. She's based in Texas.
But for jewelry, not for
jewelry.
Yep.
Strictly jewelry.
Yep. Strictly jewelry. So they brought us into the Soho store and we did an event.
Are you going to have a special version that have swastika diamond on the castle going forward?
We said that we'll do a we'll get a Kendra Scott jewel in there someday. But so Kevin built, they did it. They titled the event Create Your Shine, which was really neat. And they focused on us and had people come in for an event from 5 to 7. And the team down there was amazing, Matt and his team. And Kevin built a feature castle with the Create Your Shine logo, and they actually put a few jewelry pieces in there. It was beautiful. It really was such an amazing event.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. Wow, that's incredible. You built that? You built that?
Yeah, we built
with
that in
our
about
molds,
2.5 hours with our mold.
Whoa.
We brought some sand in.
I would like to have a Beauty and the Beast castle, please. Deliver to my house tomorrow.
Build it.
Yeah, we were real nervous because we have our own table, which has sides. director of the whole thing down there was like, look, we had this beautiful round table. It's sitting in front of the window. Can you build on top of that? I'm like, look,
Whoa, okay.
I can do that.
That's a
But there's
challenge.
two sides to it. So we're going to make a mess. He's like, that's okay. We'll just clean it. We used that round table and it ended up being beautiful.
Yeah, it was
It
great.
looked incredible. Yeah. It's very eye-catching for the people that are walking by. Oh, what the heck is it?
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Yeah. A lot of people.
Yeah, it
stopped
was
in.
nice because
Yeah.
it was right in the window and stuff.
Yeah,
So it was
that's great.
great.
So what has been the most rewarding part of your journey with Create a Castle so far?
I think the most rewarding is when you get a message from a customer in Australia or Germany where they're using your product, something that was born out of your mind, and you know that you're bringing joy to others through an idea that was basically sprung out of your imagination. That to me is so fulfilling because most people don't realize the effort and work it actually takes to bring a product to life.
Yeah.
And then
It's
to
hard
see
work.
that result of somebody using it successfully without you being there is just, it's an incredible experience and moment.
Same being, I also develop a lot of different toys over the year. The most rewarding moment is when my son is doing a product testing with my prototype.
Yeah.
And praying he doesn't break the prototype.
Actually, I told him try to break it. Try to break it as soon as you can.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
about,
remember
you know,
when we had our prototype from China, when we actually got the physical prototype, and we spent what, $5,000 on all the different pieces, and we went to the beach, and a kid would try and take it. We're like,
only one. Only one.
But it looked like a sandcastle thing, so they wanted to play with it. So it's like so hard. But something too, I think that we like to always talk about. Like Kevin was saying, it's so rewarding and everything to see people using it. But there's a lesson that we always kind of try and tell everybody is, so when Kevin was young, around 10 years old, he used to draw. He's an artist, and he has a twin brother, and his mom and grandmother owned a bake shop in their house. So she had to find them stuff to do so they wouldn't drive them crazy, because he had an older brother too. His mom bought him Draw 50 books, which were very popular, how to draw books. And he used to draw castles, watching them use their split mold pans and bake their cakes. When we started this whole thing, she was like, his mom was like, I think I have a picture of the castle you drew, Kevin. That's not the one you drew.
That's not the one I drew.
That's from the book.
That's from the book. And then I recreated that almost identical using our product.
Oh, whoa. Incredible. Right? Whoa.
Isn't that
what
crazy?
What is that background? Is that a lake? Was that ocean?
Oh, no, that's in St. Thomas when I was practicing for Disney Cruise Lines.
But we actually have that picture I'm trying to find here of the one that he drew. And we tell everybody, you never know what you're seeing and hearing as a child in the activities. And technology is great and is helpful to kids in so many ways. But like hands-on and creative play, nothing can beat it, because this lived in the recesses of his mind for 40 years, watching them split pans, drawing castles. And then here he creates something that is exactly from when he was 10 years old. Yeah. So it's just amazing. So
what is the largest castle that you have built with your product, the largest one?
Yeah, we actually had about, I think it was 100,000 pounds of sand delivered to our lake. It was a Shark Tank reveal castle. I actually flew a sculptor up from Florida that we work with, Dan in the San Anderson, and it was about 20 feet.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Yeah, it was big.
Pretty big. Okay.
So this is the one he actually built. He actually drew that when he was 10.
Oh, whoa. That's actual. What? You drew that when you're 10? Whoa. Okay.
He's very artistic.
Okay.
So
okay.
I
still, every time I draw, I'm really bad at drawing. I can draw a cat and my son says it's a dog.
That's me too. Yeah. He's very artistic, which helps with some of his builds too. So
100%. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And for those of you that's listening, you can also see the picture and all the product that we are describing on our YouTube channel. This is also broadcast to our YouTube channel.
Oh, great.
They can find it by searching for Toy Business Unboxed on YouTube, and they can find the episode. I want to go back to some of the struggle you mentioned earlier, dealing with the supply chain issue and also retail partnership with Costco, Sam Club, and all the other big retailers. How has those experiences and those challenges shape your 2024 strategy today for the business?
Radically.
Yeah, I think just the whole retail landscape is changing anyways, from big box to specialty, and something that we're trying to focus more now on, and actually that goes right to the Disney collaboration we have, is experiential play. And you'll hear that a lot now in a lot of the even the big toy companies. People they don't necessarily want to buy a product, they want to buy an experience. And maybe they'll buy a product too, but they want to buy an experience. We're doing that with the excursion program. We're doing that. He started down in St. Thomas when he's there, but we're going to try and roll it out to other places, lesson programs where they can actually have an experience using the product. They can still buy the product and get the product, but they get to actually experience as a family, as an individual, whatever it may be. And same with our indoor line, having workshops where the kids can come and build in daycares and camps so that they actually get to physically play.
Make it an experience
The product, and then also get the product as well.
So speaking with experience, as my passion and my life mission is to empower, support, and educate kids with learning differences so they can live a life full of possibilities. Have you tried to use your product in any occupational therapy setting?
We have a lot. We haven't gone like mainstream with that, but we have had many teachers, whether it's special needs or anything, so many different areas of teaching have purchased the product for their schools, for their classroom. But it's definitely, that's like next on our things to do on our to-do list, is to really get that indoor line into daycare, special needs programs,
programs, like you said.
And so we've started that a little bit.
Sure. I think that's something we can collaborate. We have a small email list, about 20,000 parents with kids with special needs.
That would be great. Absolutely.
Yeah. And as well, winding down on today's interview, thank you so much for sharing your experiences, the challenges, and also the success over the years as you build up your toy business. One of the questions I ask every single guest on the podcast is, if you had to share just one piece of advice with someone that's getting started in the toy industry, what would that be?
I'd say start small and work strategically. One of the biggest mistakes that I made early on was we had to deal with QVC. I over-ordered on boxes, right? I still have boxes from QVC. So
it's called the cardboard.
Okay.
So literally, don't bite off more than you can chew. Start small. Even if it's gonna cost you a little bit more up front, be strategic about your decisions early on in early stage.
Yeah, just really stay true to who you are and don't let naysayers bring you down. Be smart about decisions, but really one of the main things that we have heard over and over, why people even like our product or our company, is they say they like the passion that we have for our business and for our mold. So you have to really believe in what you do. So if you're going to go develop a product and you can't say, this is the best thing, it's going to do this, it's going to do that, and you don't have that passion for it, then find another product to develop, because you need to have that passion to stay the course, overcome these challenges and work through them. Because if you don't have that passion,
100%.
it's hard enough with the passion.
Yeah. So, if I didn't have the passion with me when I was, we had to pitch to Disney Cruise Line. Right?
Yeah.
If I didn't have that passion and teach them and show them the process of what to do and how to build properly, we wouldn't have the
your excitement is contagious. So you need to have that excitement to have you work through the hurdles.
That's what I told a lot of beginning entrepreneurs, because I've been doing this since 2016 myself. You need to have a big enough why. Otherwise, when the things happen, the challenge arises, the problem happen, people just give up too easily, because the only why for a lot of entrepreneurs I talk to is, I want to make a lot of money. That is not big enough. You need to have a big enough why that's bigger than yourself, bigger than your team, bigger than what you can ever accomplish as a single human being. And that's why my why is so big. I really want to change the world, especially for the family in Asia. That's where I'm from. I'm from Taiwan. And that's a huge taboo in most of the Asian country around disabilities. And through all the business I operate, which I currently run 2 businesses, a foundation, I have a podcast, I do all the different stuff. I'm currently writing a book as well. But everything I do is to make a little dent into the universe in my own little way. So hopefully I can leave a little bit of a positive legacy behind me after I die.
And that's what we always say. Our whole mission is to bring families together one castle at a time. So if we can do that, just indoor, outdoor, whatever it is, just to create that family time,
a memory,
and the happy, put a smile in a kid's face, then that to me is
otherwise the kids is just on their devices all day, every day.
Exactly.
So where can our audience find you?
createacastle.com. all of our social media, everything is just, excuse me, # Create a Castle. And then createacastle.com is our website, and we're on Amazon as well. But all of our product, the whole assortment, is on Create a Castle.
Okay, perfect. I'll make sure I include that in the show note.
Thank you.
Thank you again for both of your time and sharing everything, all the wonderful story that you share with our audiences.
Thank you, Jason.
So
thank you for
Thank
having
you for
us. We
everything you do.
appreciate it.
And thank you for our listener for tuning in to this episode of Toy Business Unboxed podcast. We hope you enjoy the conversation and find it insightful and inspiring. If you like what you have heard, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode. We really appreciate your support and would love it if you can leave us a review and share the podcast with your friend and colleague. For more resource tips and the latest update in the toys and game industry, visit our website at toy-launch.com. Join the conversation and connect with us on social media using #ToyBusinessUnboxed. We'd love to hear your feedback and suggestions for future episodes. Until next time, keep innovating, keep creating, keep bringing joys to toys. This is Jason Shea signing off on the Toy Business Unboxed podcast. We'll see you in the next episode.